And President Trump announced that EPA that day was getting rid of the requirement for DEF sensors. The next big move that we are going to be making is an announcement on proposed rulemaking on the 2027 nitrous oxide rule. And in that process, we plan on proposing to eliminate DEF deratements entirely.
But TK, no matter what you say, they still have to go by NOx standards. And because of these new NOx standards, these 2027 NOx standards, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to happen. Oh, except they're rolling that back too, huh? Oh yeah, I told you so. Hey guys, just a quick word from the video sponsors today, Delete Me. Here's something I didn't realize until recently. You know, there are entire people search websites that list your name, phone number, address history, even your relatives, right? Anyone can access it. All it takes is a credit card. That kind of info floating around makes it way easier for scams, phishing, and other sketchy stuff to happen. And I'm not talking about somebody calling and asking you about your extended warranty. That's why I use Delete Me. They remove your personal info from hundreds of those data brokers and people search sites. And it's not a one and done thing. You can see how many sites had my info listed before Delete Me stepped in. You have it up here on the screen. Here's my report. You can see how many sites had the info. If you want to clean up what's out there on you, go to joindeleteme.com/TK Garage and use code TK Garage at checkout for 20% off. You can also use the QR code on screen. Just scan it with your phone. And link also, as always, in the description and the pinned comment. And thanks to Delete Me for sponsoring today's video. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. Major shout out to our sponsors, Delete Me, again, for sponsoring today's video. But, man, it's just so funny. This just keeps happening. You know, they'll publish like 15 videos and they'll talk about how, well, it doesn't matter because of this. And then the next thing happens. And the next thing happens. You know, and they came out and they said, hey, look, they've totally got rid of this DEF requirement now. And the president wants to go further. I told you guys this. I've been saying this, that this was going to change. And I've seen the comments about the other video where they said, oh, they don't do emissions testing in Texas for diesels. Sorry, they do a safety inspection. And if they see that your vehicle is deleted, they'll fail you. Same thing. Okay? Just to give you an update from an earlier video. Anyways, because they had this right to repair and they could show that they weren't able to get the parts or get the system repaired properly, they fixed it themselves by removing it, aka repairing it, and now it passes in Harris County with their safety inspection. Huh. Funny. Now, getting back into today's video, we're going to get into a video where Lee Zeldin's talking here with a bunch of other cabinet secretaries, and they talk specifically about this. They talk about DEF. They talk about rolling back regulations. They talk about the endangerment. They talk about a few different things. And then, because it's the one thing that everybody keeps talking about, oh, they're going to keep doing the 2027 NOx standards. Wrong. Y'all are wrong again, man. This is the thing that I love about doing what I do, is I can talk about something. We can talk about it. We can tell you it's happening. And then these other YouTubers, it's like the lamest of the lame, will come out and talk about, well, the facts say this, and the document says this, and this happened, and this happened, and and then, psh. So what now? Let me guess. I'm guessing that these YouTubers are going to say, oh, it doesn't matter what Lee Zeldin says now, or it doesn't matter what the president wants to do. This is hilarious to me because they continue to look like idiots. In fact, this video from Lee Zeldin came out a few hours ago. Before after that, I'm making this video hours and hours later, right? And I saw a pickup truck channel. I'm not going to mention them. All right. They just, believe me, I don't know why they're a pickup truck channel, but they're there. They've deleted videos specifically talking about the stuff that I was saying and other people were saying was wrong because of these NOx standards. Why did you delete the videos? What? Why does it go towards your credibility? Does it make you look like a fucking idiot? Probably. Probably makes you look like a retard. I get it. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because this happens over and over and over and over again, and I'm here for it, man. Needless to say, let's get into what Lee Zeldin said directly so you can hear it for yourself from my diesel fans. Hear it for yourself. Really listen and hear what he's saying. Because he said, we're going to roll back these 2027 NOx standards. What are they going to roll it back to? 2012? 2007? Get rid of it altogether? Probably. Look, it's no secret that, and we're only slightly over a year into this administration. So if you don't think by the end of this administration that people will be fully deleting their trucks, that people will be able to do whatever the hell they want, remove cats, do all kinds of shit, you're stupid. You're officially dumb if you don't think that that's going to happen. Look what's happened in less than a year, because they didn't start this right away, right? It took them a few months before they got the ball rolling on this stuff. So if we're really talking about it, we're probably looking at like 10 months of work from the EPA and the president to get this stuff done. Just saying. So let's get into what Zeldin said directly, because I want you to hear what he said, not what I'm saying. I want you to hear what he said, because he talks about how much more they want to push back and how much more they want to get rid of and how much more they want to delete. What a funny word to use. Roll it.
The number one topic that I hear about from our farmers is complaining about diesel exhaust fluid. And over the course of the last several months, there have been a lot of actions that EPA has taken, and it wouldn't at all be possible if not for the directive and leadership and vision of President Trump. Last August, while I was at the Iowa State Fair with Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler, we made an announcement. Secretary Rollins participated by phone. There's no way we can make an announcement like this without Secretary Rollins participating, and we announced new guidance to significantly reverse the deratements that we saw across this country. We then followed it up in February with right to repair guidance, making it abundantly clear that our farmers should not be forced to go to certain authorized dealers to be able to repair their own farm equipment. It saves time, it saves money to allow these farmers to repair it themselves or to go to someone else who can help them without having to go far away and spend more in order to be able to fix their equipment. We also sent a letter to 14 engine manufacturers to request data as it relates to the SCR equipment and the equipment failures. One of the pieces that we hear as we travel around, when a farmer talks about how a DEF deratement is something that impacts them, it's not about, hey, I heard this story once upon a time that someone in my zip code claims that they have a cousin who had a deratement. It is a story of how that farmer has had a tractor 4 times during harvest that season derate at the worst possible time, and what that means as far as time and money too significantly adds up. But we need the data. In the meantime, President Trump announced this at the White House, a great event. I'm sure many of you were there. If not, you're tuning in with several hundred farmers from across America. And President Trump announced that EPA that day was getting rid of the requirement for DEF sensors. The next big move that we are going to be making is an announcement on proposed rulemaking on the 2027 nitrous oxide rule. And in that process, we plan on proposing to eliminate DEF deratements entirely. It is our desire to do everything that we can to the fullest extent of the law to be responsive in the Trump administration to the concerns that we have heard from farmers across America all day, every day, with all the powers that we have. And that is why Secretary Rollins, Kevin Hassett, brought us together to be making this announcement. It's not just about what one of our agencies can do, it's about everything that all of our agencies can do at once to be responsive to this crisis. Thank you.
Well said. Well said, Lee Zeldin. Thank you, Edmund.
I got to get this in because it's just too good. Al Gore, he's back in the spotlight, and you might be surprised, but Al Gore came out as pro-ICE.
There's a whole big article summarizing the recent dire warnings of the scientists who found yet more confirmatory information that this is a very real threat within the next 25 years.
If that happens and the Gulf Stream ceases to exist as we know it, we're in an ice age in like 10 years.
No,
right?
no, it would take long, but it would be bad.
Now the ice age is coming according to Al Gore. I've only got about 20 seconds. Your reaction to that?
He must have figured out a way to make a whole lot of money off of global freezing. I'm pretty sure it comes down to his bank account if we had all of the information in front of us.
Well, you heard it for yourself. By the way, also, you know, we have a new giveaway that just launched here as well for a repaired Ram 3500. It's here on the channel. You can go check it out. But, yeah, man, I think what Zeldin said is pretty funny in terms of, I mean, it almost sounds like when the media asked him the question at the Kenilworth plant, like what, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, whenever that was. And he said, we're not rolling back anything. We're eliminating everything. Go figure. You don't say. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.
For the longest time. Whoa. For the longest time.
Percocet, Miley Percocet, Miley